Top of the morning, folks. Chris Rockwell here on my second cup of coffee. I hope you guys are having a great day. Already, I posted a art piece I did towards, I think it was October 15th, 2020. It was a state of mind that I was living in at the time when I was trying to do a little too much, trying to catch up from being totally messed up on life. I had drank myself to death basically, and was having to start all over. And I got sober in 2017, and I was trying to do a lot of catching up, and I was writing my book, Civil Bullets. I was leading a software startup, and it was a big one too. It was intense. I was going through a breakup. I was going through having to move out onto my own where I didn't know where I was going. And, and I didn't have any money. And so, it was an interesting time. And the most important thing is I was trying to desperately stay sober, and I did. It was just, I went crazy. And I'm sharing this because, this is I guess a sober, a piece on sobriety, just that part of my life. And I realized that's I made all the mistakes early on in sobriety that a person can make, which is I was trying too hard to get back into a life that I knew, but it was the wrong game plan. It was the old way that didn't work. That's how I ended up, just so messed up and drinking so much and just and really destroying my life. So, as hard as I was working, I was crazy. I was desperate, and still was trying to learn how to think differently and process differently, in a healthier way. And I was so angry, you guys. Even thinking about it, going back to where I'm at now, I'm in a much more peaceful place. But man, early sobriety was just insanity. And I think it was more insane because I literally had no money. I was beyond the money part of it. I was so low and so lost that it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Because when I had the money, and I had a lot at times doing, tech and media startups, even during, the end of my drinking career, and I just blew through it. I was so reckless and so just disconnected from reality that I didn't know how to manage it anyway. So, I have to remember that. The money isn't the answer, and I'm saying that to people in new in sobriety who are wanting to get sober and change. It's not kind of a change, man. It's not, I'm gonna change, stop drinking, and get back to my life. It doesn't work like that. So I try to share that because I've seen too many people stumble approaching sobriety and life like I did, and thinking I could just go back to running my own show. And the reality is, I didn't drink, but how my mind started to unravel was very textbook and clinical and very dangerous. I should not have been trying to catch up. I shouldn't have been trying to do so much to prove that I was okay when I didn't feel okay. And I should have just taken more time and just focused on baby steps, in sobriety, and really just focusing on that. And that's one of the other reasons it took me so long to get sober and stay sober was, I would get 30 days or 60 days, but I just couldn't hold on because there was too much instability in my life. And that's the other part of why I think, much happier at this point in my life, is that um, I'm developing stability and sanity by getting stable. It's where I live, with the daily routine, the expectations of relationships and people in my life. Very clear about what all of those interpersonal dynamics mean, and I have to do a very good job at expressing what it feels and looks like to me, and then I think that has helped just in my relationships with people in general, because I'm more honest with myself, and I'm much more open to sharing my vulnerabilities as far as like the real feelings I have to people, and that's because of sobriety and recovery. Um, I'm very grateful for that, and it's forever. It's one day at a time, and I'm glad that I learned that, because you know life is short, and I've wasted plenty of time, and I've done some things and accomplishments, but I've wasted a lot of time chasing stupid, drinking and just wasting time relative to my life. I see a lot of people waste way more time, but I'm just the average person, but that's not me. So, I hold myself to a higher expectation as far as the production and work that I do on this earth. It matters. So, if I'm not totally dialed in, I know it, and that's how I lived for a long time, because I struggled. I tried to, quiet my nerves and anxiety and fears with alcohol, and it helped for a long time. But boy, did it catch me! It caught up to me, just like it does everybody. So, if you drink like me, 30 beers a day is, that's a career kind of. That's really putting in the work. So I'm so grateful I don't drink anymore, and it's so far beyond just not drinking. That's, if I can share anything, it's so bigger than just putting down the bottle. That's a hard thing to do, but in learning to live life on life's terms, without that buffer, it's forced me to be more courageous and honest, and also more humble, because my truth is I'm just me. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. I don't have the luxury of trying to present a false reality of my life to the world anymore. Um, that doesn't work. So this is me, good or bad. It's good, the bad, and the ugly for sure for me. But anyway, you guys, I just want to share how I'm feeling, because you know things have been, life is life, and I appreciate the fact that I actually have had the opportunity to experience such highs and lows, and having to learn, where do I fit, and what's healthy, and and it's not living a manic life like I have. It's living more consistently, and having a daily purpose it doesn't have to be huge. It has to be huge for you and for me. It has to, our purpose, that's it. And feeling good about our self in the world. That's my daily mission. And anything else is just, it's gravy, but it's me judging my own, kind of like my own truth, as far as like, how am I thinking? Am I thinking about me in the world, or am I thinking about how can I help? And that's a big, there's a big distinction there. So that's what's going on, man. Anyway, you guys, I'm actually starting to get back into like creative mode. So oh man, that's what sobriety has given me, and that's what me courageously continuing to push myself to put myself out into the world, and to also just stay quiet, and kind of stay small and stay humble, and just get into a groove, man. That's good and positive and creative, and I'm starting to be able to unlock what's in my mind again, and produce some stuff, like art and whole new creative projects, and things that really move me. So I haven't been able to do that for a long time. It's been 4 years of just kind of in a different life of grinding, construction, building, physically beat to hell. So it's a whole new phase now, and I'm really excited about this year because um, I get to share what's been going on, and I have some things that I've developed and produced that I'm happy to share. I like sharing my artwork, and I also like sharing my business projects because there's a lot of young people out there that I remember how I was. I was always just wanting to listen to some person who was willing to just explain how it really is, trying to build something, and that's something I like to share for the younger generation too. So anyway, that's about it for today, and I got to get to work on some other stuff, like the things I'm talking about, and you guys will be the first to see and know. So stay tuned. Take care, you guys. Bye.